Hey everyone, it's Dan. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I wanted to give you an update on how everything's going. It is currently October 6th, 2018. In about a month or so, I'm going to go back in to get another MRI done to determine the success of the CyberKnife radiation treatments that I had last May. So coming up on about 6 months. So hoping no news is good news. Hopefully they see that there hasn't been any growth of the tumor, and that's the news I'm hoping for the rest of my life. But hey, if that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. And you know, there's a reason why you're dealt the cards you're dealt, I guess. So let's talk about a couple other things I've been doing. I've been trying to get more involved in fundraising for brain tumor research. So I'm really excited that I got a group of friends that are getting together with me, and we formed a team called the Brain Tumor Fighters, and we're going to be participating in the second annual Sacramento Brain Freeze. So there's a group of brain tumor fighters in my local area that were movers and shakers, and they're the ones who put together the first annual brain freeze. So I bow down to them. They're the ones who got this going, and so I'm happy to jump on board with what they started and do what we can. So far we've raised over $2,000. My team alone has raised over $2,000. We're up there in the top 5 ranking of teams that are participating in this, so I'm really proud of that. So if you're watching this and you're one of the people who donated, I don't care if it was $1 or $100. Thank you, I appreciate that. So hopefully we can raise some more money. We got that takes place on October 13th, 1 week from today. So hopefully I'll post a video a little after next week, so we'll talk about that experience. But basically what we're doing is we're jumping in the water, and that's it. It's not a race, it's not a run or anything, it's just kind of like a polar plunge type of thing. It'll be fun. It'll be a good experience, and it'll also be very empowering to be surrounded by other brain tumor fighters. You know, the cancer community has been very welcoming to me. Those who I've spoken to, they're definitely, you know, the guilt that I have about I have a tumor, but it's not cancerous. You know, every time someone hears tumor, they think cancer, and so I was always worried that the cancer community can be, well, you don't have cancer, so you're not one of us. But no, it's been the exact opposite. My friends, I'm calling them my friends now. My friends in the cancer community had welcomed me with open arms, and by calling me one of the cool kids. I'm one of them now. So it's extremely empowering to feel that kind of love and support. And so I'm a crybaby as it is, so I don't know how I'm going to handle this event, being around all that love. I know how I'm going to handle it. I'm going to cry my head off, and I'm going to hug everyone and tell them I love them, and I'm going to want to take pictures and all that. But hopefully I can post them on the website. But either way, I'm really excited for that. So we're trying to do something fun. Those of you who know me, I'm a big wrestling fan, so we made shirts that they say BTF for Brain Tumor Fighters, and we made it look like an old NWO shirt. And if you have no idea what the NWO is, well, just, oh well, okay, that's fine, that's cool. But if you know what it is, my team, we're going to be wearing tank tops that look like NWO shirts, and then a friend of mine, Mike Woody, who lives out in Kentucky, he's made my wrestling masks for, oh gosh, probably the past 15 years or so. And so I asked him if he could make a dozen or so wrestling masks for me, and so he's jumped on board Team Brain Tumor Fighters. So he's shipping those out on Monday. So hopefully they'll get here by Saturday, because the plan is for all of us to be wearing these masks as we jump in the water, and everyone's going to be wondering what the hell is going on with those guys. So we just want to have fun with it. So the Brain Tumor Fighters, yeah. If you hadn't had a chance to to see the video that I posted. I think it's on the news page. Just me. I'm wearing one of Mike's masks that he made for me, and I'm wearing that and just talking about the event and talking about our team. So check that out. Probably the biggest thing to talk about right now is I'm in my classroom. I teach 8th grade in Sacramento, California, and I wanted to talk to my kids about what I'm going through. And there's a reason why I wanted to open up to them. A friend of mine is a writer for a local newspaper, and he's been following. We've been friends. I mean, we're friends in real life, and we're also friends on social media. And he's been following what I'm going through and what I've been posting on all my social media pages and website. And so he wanted to do an article. I deal with that a lot. So he wants to do an article about what I'm going through and how I'm dealing with it. He was there. It was cool because he was there when I went to the local tattoo shop and got that bad boy done. My brain tumor fighter tattoo, Royal Peacock tattoo. And I know that although 8th graders really don't pick up newspapers anymore and read them, I know their parents do. And my fear is that my parents feel disrespected in any way if they don't hear it from me, if they hear it from a newspaper article instead. So I wanted to be the one to let them know what's going on, because I felt like if I let a newspaper article be the way that they found out, that they would feel that they don't matter to me. And that's definitely not a message that I want my students to receive from me, and that's definitely not a message that I want their parents to receive from me. I want my kids to know that they matter. Not just that they matter, but I want my kids to know that they're one of the things that's getting me through this. I let them know that when you go through something like this, you realize how much time you've wasted on, quite frankly, stupid bullshit. You know, how much time you've wasted and devoted to negativity, whether it's a person who's just spouting nothing but negative things, whether it's in person or online, or how much time and energy you devote to that, and how much time I've wasted in my life, giving into that, letting my energy and my spirit being sucked out by that. And also how much time I've wasted not just sitting back and noticing the little things. Here I am, I'm going to be 49. I like saying that I'm going to be 50 soon. I like saying that better. And for those of you who know me, it's like an old wannabe punk rocker, and it's so weird because it's like I feel like I'm turning into such a hippie, and it's like you realize these things that you haven't taken the time to notice. Everything from the sound of motorcycles going outside and how that's almost comforting because you're at your work. The sound of silence at 5 in the morning when you're walking your dogs, just that quiet peacefulness. Things like rainbows, sunrises, sunsets. I know it sounds cliche, but you realize how much of your life you wasted not giving enough attention to those things. So it was important for my kids to realize that one of my blessings is teaching, and in that, the relationship and the connection that you make with your students. So it was important for me in letting my kids know what was going on, because I needed to let them know that it's changed my outlook on life, and that you don't want to look back on your life and feel like you've wasted so much time and so much energy on negative things and things that just don't matter in the long run. And that you don't want to look back on your life and feel like you've wasted your time not noticing all those little things that are really important. And so in telling my kids about my acoustic neuroma, vestibular schwannoma, brain tumor, whatever you want to call it, and letting them know about that, hopefully they know that it's important to focus on what really matters in life. You know, the connections you make with other people, family, friends, and also to let them know I'm going to be okay. You know, every time I practiced my speech at home, I was solid, rock solid with facts and humor and all that. And then when push came to shove and I was in the classroom and I'm sitting there with 33 students and I'm telling them what I'm going through, I was fine talking about all the facts and everything, but then when it got to the point where I started talking about how much they mean to me and how of all the blessings I have in my life, they're included in that, that's when I lost it and I broke down. And I think it's hard for students, you know, my kids are teenagers, so I felt okay, you know, talking about these things with them. But I think when they see their teacher break down with emotion, it was hard for them. And there were some kids who cried. And I made sure not only to let them know how much they mean to me, but most importantly, that I'm going to be okay. That their teacher is going to kick its butt, and their teacher is going to be fine, and more importantly, they're going to be fine. And it was a great experience to share that with my kids. And then what I did is I wrote a letter, a 2-page letter to the parents. Because I wanted them to have that paper in their hand. I didn't want to just send it as an email. I sent them an email saying, hey, I had to talk with your kids today. They each have a letter. Please read the letter. But I wanted that personal touch of a piece of paper with my message on it. And I let the parents know what's going on in my life. I've already been contacted by a few of the parents just offering their love and support. And that's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But truth of the matter is, I know it's hard for people to talk about. And that's one of the burdens that I've been dealing with emotionally, is that I know that it affects the people around me. And I know that the people who I care about, they make accommodations for me and that they worry about me. But most importantly, it's sometimes hard to talk about. And I think that's one of the things, to any of my brain tumor fighters who are watching this, my fellow brain tumor fighters, that let's not forget how hard it is for some people to bring it up, and how awkward they may feel just asking, hey, how are you feeling? How are you doing? You know, they might feel like they're imposing. But that's where I am in my life right now. It always seems like there's a new layer of people to open up to. And it was important for me to open up to my students and to my parents. I wanted to be the one to let them know. I didn't want them to find out because they read a newspaper article about me. I'm excited to see that article, but I just wanted my students and their parents to hear from me. And yeah, and I was happy about it. I was really happy I did it that way. So, once again, next month I go in for another MRI. Next week I jump into the water wearing a wrestling mask with a bunch of friends of mine. And yeah, and every day I'm just living and enjoying whatever we can. Don't take the little things for granted. Don't sweat the stupid shit. All right. Take care, everyone. I hope to post another video soon. Yeah. To anyone watching this who's currently dealing with your own journey, and you're on your own journey, best of luck to you. Don't forget that there are people you may not even know who are supporting you, and don't sweat the little things, and don't forget other things that need to be noticed, and appreciate them, even the smallest things. Okay, you take care, you guys. I'll see you soon.